What's good, family? It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trappin. Listen, I know you with your family. I know y'all eating. It's the perfect time for us to get together. Today, we got a special show for y'all. And it's important because we together. It's the best time for us to talk about wealth building. It's the perfect time for us to talk about the pillars of what it takes for us to build wealth. So today, I want to navigate us on this journey. I want to talk to us about how to have an infrastructure put in place. I know our goals, I know our vision is to truly evolve. I understand that where we are right now is truly not what we want to be, and somebody in the family right now has a vision of the family being millionaires, billionaires. There's a vision that somebody in the family has, and everybody is not on one accord. But the reason behind that is because there isn't a proper guide. There isn't a proper instructions. And today we won't change that. I'm not gonna take up all your time. I understand you got some football to watch. I understand that y'all laughing and y'all vibing. And let me say this right quick. The person who told the whole family to tap in, salute to you, family. I promise I'm gonna make them say, oh, that's why you watching your boy. So thank you for that. And listen, I'm not gonna let y'all eat by yourself. Man, we got turkeys too, man. Turn the beat up. Look at this, man. Today we gonna eat together. There's a saying I like to say, man. A family that eats together can eat together. And we family. So not only are we gonna eat together, but we gonna set the table so we can all eat together. And I ain't just talking about money, I'm talking about cash. So today we're gonna talk about these 4 pillars that we're talking about. And these 4 pillars are leadership, financial knowledge, investing, and succession. We're gonna take some time to just navigate through these together. We're gonna take some time to understand why these are important. And I promise you, if you listen to me on this, this isn't just theory. This is truly me showing you what I'm doing with my family. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I chose to come talk to y'all. My team has chosen to put this work in because that's how dedicated to the mission we are. So before we get started, I need you to get your pen and your pad. I need somebody to be writing notes because this is not a 3-hour show, but we will make the best of this time. I ain't gonna lie, yo, the turkey look real good, man. Chef, I need something to go with the turkey, chef. Let's get the chef to bring us one more thing in. Bring the chef in. Bring the chef in. I need one more. I need something to go with the turkey. Oh, okay. We got them. So shout out to Chef Beasley. Best chef in the A. You know, what this is, chef?
Man, I had to bless you with some of this 4 cheese mac and cheese.
Ooh, the 4 cheese mac and cheese. Thank you, chef. I appreciate that. Holla at my guy, Chef Beasley, if you know. Listen, I'm gonna say this right quick. Y'all know Jose, the black side of Jose. The white side of Jose don't do this. The white side of Jose do the turkey. We know Jose don't do the mac and cheese. That ain't his forte, if I should say the least. You feel me? Let's get to it, man. Thank y'all. Let's get to it. All right, so the first thing we're gonna talk about today is true leadership. You know, this is a whiteboard moment for sure. And so the first thing we want to talk about in this whiteboard moment, we want to talk about something that I think is important. What I want to talk about right now, the first pillar is leadership. Now, Trap, what does leadership have to do with us building wealth? Leadership is going to start with wisdom. Now, in order for any family to stop moving like a individual entity, that's one of the things we got to stop, right? Everybody doing their own things as individuals, and that's truly not. Think about a business. Think about your last name as an asset. Think about your last name as a business. Like a business has leadership, and then the business has team members. So then we're going to go with team. Now, while everybody together, what I want you to ask yourself is right now, watch this. Wisdom has nothing to do with who's the smartest. We're not talking about who the smartest. We're talking about who has the experience in the family, right? And that experience helps us navigate, right? Leadership is about experience, not so much as the smarts. So let's talk about wisdom, and then let's talk about team building. The next thing we're going to talk about in this is, watch this. Communication. Wisdom, team, communication, right? This is important. Why? Because the wisdom of the family allows the family to make logical decisions. Now watch this. All right, so the person with wisdom doesn't have to be the smartest, but they can make the best decisions when presented with the right information. Oh, this is good, Jose. Jose here, y'all. Right? So here's what I'm saying. Leadership has to have a combination of some things. So what I want us to do right now is I want us to look at everybody and say, damn, who has the most wisdom? Now watch this. I'm not saying who the smartest. Who has the most wisdom, who can make logical decisions. Because the smart people sometimes can't make the best decision because they got so much information. That's why for certain companies, there's a team of rocket scientists. They're all brilliant, right? They're all brilliant, but you need one person to say, here's the brilliance. Now let me pick the best idea that get us to the moon. Right? So that's good, Jose. Watch this. Watch this, Jose. So we have to take this. Now, I'm not the best drawer. Jose, this is our rocket. It's our rocket, Jose. Now, the goal is to get the rocket to outer space, Jose. Right? So we'll use this word right here. Watch this. This is about to be good, Jose. How do we go from the crisis of current to the cure of the future? How you like that, Jose? How you like that? Now watch this. In order for us to get from the crisis of the current to the cure of the future, here's it right here. And this is about leadership and making the right decisions. So watch this. In order for a rocket to get to space, here's what happens. Now, I know you like, Trap, why the hell are you talking about rockets and you talking about, well, I got to give you a description on how we going to get where we got to go at. Because we got to get from here to here. Right? And watch this. To get from Earth to space, to some people, it seems like it is unattainable. It seems like an insurmountable task. But there's a group of people that says if we put the right policies, processes, procedures, leadership, risk management in place, we can attain the goal, Jose. We can attain the goal. So to an astronaut, getting out of space is common. To the average person, they'll say they didn't really go to the moon, it was a setup. So watch this. In order to get to the moon, what do you have to have, Jose? First, you got to have good leadership. And you got to have good communication. Then you got to have values. And then you got to have plans. Watch this, Jose. And then you got to have what's called transitions, Jose. The reason why you got to have transitions is because, watch this. Here's what I learned. From takeoff, there's one team that gets the rocket to take off. Watch this, Jose. There's communication from the grounds team to take off, Jose. But once they get through a certain sphere, there's a transition, there's a handoff to another team. There's a handoff to another team. The reason why there's a handoff to another team, because here, there's a sort of expert people. There's an experts that are helping us take off. Once we get to this sphere, there's another group of experts that know how to navigate being in that place. And no matter how, there's a team of smart people in this space, and then all of those ideas, Jose, then go to one person who is the master communicator. Because watch this. This space is so big, there's another part. Watch this, Jose, this is good. And listen to me, y'all. I'm not even talking about space right here. I'm talking about going from the crisis of current to the future cure. And I'm talking about having leadership. I'm talking about having communication. And I'm talking about having a plan. Now watch this, Jose. In this space, once you get to a certain level, there has to be another handoff. Because now we've went to another realm. Now watch what I'm about to tell you, Jose. This is about to be good. Listen to me, y'all. Listen, take a bite out the turkey. Take a bite out the turkey. Watch this, Jose. All the astronauts are doing is communicating what's going on inside the rocket. Go at. All the astronauts are doing, Jose, is communicating what's going on inside the rocket. They not steering the rocket. They not shifting the rocket. Because watch this. There's a grounds crew. We'll call them grounds crew, Jose. Ooh, my dog. That's why I love talking to my dog. That's why I love talking to my dog. He gonna help me. Right, Jose? Watch this. There's mission control. So, okay, Trap. Who's mission control? Is mission control the smartest, or is mission control more about wisdom and experience? Boom. Mission control is more about, watch this, Jose, wisdom, experience, and watch this, Jose. You're going to see a key word. Communication. So from the ground to here, mission control is keeping consistent communication. Because there's a different crew for each part. But mission control has the wisdom, the experience, and the communication to say, I just want to make sure that the people on the rocket, I need to see what they see. I need to see, okay, let me make this make sense. On your journey to building wealth, you're going to enter new territories where you get uncomfortable. The market is going to do some things, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks. You're going to be uncomfortable. And just because you're smart doesn't mean you'll always make the right decision, because sometimes brilliance and turbulence combine and you make mistakes. Okay, how many people we know, and I know them all the time, Jose, people that get all the information from me, but when it's time to execute in a certain environment, their hands get cold. Right? They're like, Trap, I got the information, but how do I move forward? Right? How do I execute? Well, the person that can help you navigate that is mission control. So one of the things we got to establish in our family dynamic is who is leadership and mission control. Mission control. Now, Jose, let's go a little further. Oh, this is good, Jose. I like this. I didn't even know I was going to come here with this, Jose. Once I get to the whiteboard, something different just started happening to me. So watch this. Once we get, Chef, how you feel? Good. Okay, because we need some more food in the few. So now, Jose, watch this. Once we get to this atmosphere, the astronauts keep talking to mission control and to these people so they can hand off. They need to hand off. Watch this, Jose. I am out of my comfort zone. I need to now communicate with the person who is in this next atmosphere or galaxy so I can navigate this, watch this, uncharted territory. Uncharted territory. Okay, so we're talking communication here. Not only are we talking communication, now what we need to establish, Jose, on this part of the journey, let's go back. Decisions, we also got to establish, Jose, watch this. We got to establish values. So in order for any company to be amazing, you have what's called a value system. So let me ask y'all a question. What is the value system that your family have in place? What are the things that you consider valuable? And I'm not just talking about money or possessions. I'm talking about the things that you value the most. What is that value plan for the family? I need y'all, and I told you bring your pen and a paper, because one of the things that I've realized from studying all the wealthy families that I've studied, Jose, is that I realized that they have like a family rule book in play. Right? They got the things that the family live by. Right? And if you break these family values, then I can ask you, are you in line with the family values? And if you aren't aligned with family values, then what is the criteria in which we let you function amongst us? And so when we're moving around as individual entities, because we are basing our actions off our own personal values, we now make unnecessary mistakes because we have no value system in place that tells us what's right and wrong. We're not only navigating off the law of the land. And what we do know is the law of the land, we know how that goes. Right? So what's the value system? So let's say if we had a value system in place, we say, listen, if we got a value system in place, and our value system is we live off integrity. So that's doing the right thing when nobody is looking. Right? We move off of honesty and communication. Right? Our value system is contribution. Right? We're talking value systems here. Right? I need y'all to write this down. I need you to say, here's the value system. Well, Trap, how does me writing down the value system align with me building wealth? Well, the reason why this aligns with us building wealth is because now we have something to navigate our metrics of progress by. Jose! I'm telling y'all what I'm doing with my family. All right, so now we got a value system in place. All right, well, Trap, what does the value system do for us as a family? I'm going to show you what it does. It now allows us to put in family culture. Family culture. Let me show you how this makes sense. Let me show you how powerful this is, Chef. Show you how powerful this is. Every black family, right? Nothing against my white family, but I've never been in a white family. Right? Dave is Hispanic. I've never been in a Hispanic family. Right? So it's not, but here's what I do know. There's certain families, if you grew up in the hood, if a certain crime get committed, Jose, you'd be like, oh, that's them Johnson boys. Right? Yep, that's them Smiths. If you hear about a family fight, you'd be like, that's the Smiths? Or that's them Johnsons? You know why? Because you immediately associate that last name with a certain family identity, activity, or culture. Right? So, Jose, what we doing, Jose?
Give them a good one, like they bought the new car.
Okay, watch this. We'll talk culture. We'll talk car culture. Watch this. Car culture. Dope idea right here. I like that, Jose. Car culture. If you went and bought, watch this, Jose, what's the difference between you buying watch this, what's the difference in you buying the Chrysler 300 that looked like a Phantom and the actually Phantom. Well, somebody might say, well, Trap, I ain't never bought a Phantom. That's true. But what happens when you put them next to each other? The Chrysler looks like a Phantom until it's on side of one. Right? It looks like it until it's on side of one. Why is there a big difference in it? Because you understood, watch this. The prestige. You understood the prestige in the Phantom when you saw it. You understood that the culture, the precision that went in place to put this together. Let me go a little further, Jose. Watch this. The difference between a Movado and a Rolex. A Movado has great presence. It has great presence until you associate it with the Rolex family. Well, Trap, why is the Rolex such a prestigious watch? Because you understand the culture of the Rolex brand. What's the culture, Trap? Well, it takes a long time for them to build a Rolex. They build a limited amount of Rolexes in a year, and it takes so long, and they tell you it's handcrafted with precision. How do they describe the culture of Rolex? With excellence. The unique capabilities. You with me, B? So we talking culture and prestige, right? We talking, so watch this. What type of prestige comes with your family last name? That's big. That's big. So watch this. We talking culture, values, decisions, prestige. Watch this. Watch this. Do you have, watch this, Jose, an atmosphere of excellence? Do you have an atmosphere of excellence? Okay, let's talk about switching the, listen, I know y'all get like, damn, Trap, like I get it, but here's what I want you to understand. Wealth is not just about the money, it's about the intangibles as well. It's about what describes, so I always say, Jose, turning our last name to an asset. But the last name and the asset is also about the prestige of the last name. What type of value has the last name added? This is one of the reasons why wealthy families love to give money away. Because what happens is it gives the family name a different type of allurement. I see B laughing. B laughing. I've been reading, B. Y'all know when I be reading, I can't wait to put these words out here, right? So this is why wealthy families love having charitable events. Because they can pat themselves on the back with saying, I gave away this much money. Right? But you're in the beginning of your journey. So one of the things with leadership is about wisdom, it's about team, it's about communication, it's about culture, values, decision. Do you have an atmosphere of excellence, prestige? These are the things we're talking about with leadership. Jose? Family leadership. How we feel about that, Jose? And now here's what I want us to do. I want us to write these things down while we're with our family. It's not going to take long. Now here's what I do want you to do. Anybody that don't want to participate in this little activity, here's what I want you to do. I want you to automatically say, not to exclude them, but they've already told you the type of capabilities and how they want to be a part of the family. Yup. I know y'all going to be mad at me right now. So anybody, if we doing something as a family, we can come together and drink and smoke and gamble and all that. And when I say, yo, it's time for us to build something, it's time for us, and we're not asking for a lot. And if they can't partake in that, then that tells us they are more of a liability to the family at this point than an asset. Because right now we're building up structure. Before we can even build the house, okay, whiteboard again. Watch this, Jose. Jose, am I right or am I wrong? I just need to know this right quick, Jose. I just need to know something right quick, Jose. First, we get the vision for the house, right? And so, in getting the vision, we got to go to a what? We got to bring it to an architect. Then the architect going to say the first thing we got to do after he had a vision is the what, Jose? The foundation has to be intact. Before we can build this illustrious house that we want, before the architect can give us an amazing illumination of what we want to see, or illustration of what we want to see, the foundation got to be in place. Now, he can make us see all of this, but we can't build it on nothing that's weak. So right now, as we are building out this wealth structure for our family, we got to know who is willing to be a part of the foundation. Now, we're not saying we're going to get that overnight, but we all got to play a part. We all got to play a role. And that's where leadership comes back in. Leadership is learning how to facilitate the strengths and weaknesses of the family. Leadership helps us establish roles that are necessary for us to build. Y'all with me right now? We're talking about culture. We're talking about communication. So we're talking about building this foundation. What's the vision? So now look, as we build the foundation, we're talking about this. Vision. Goals. Mission. Jose, we on it. All right, what's the vision for the family? What's our goals? Now, here's the dope part about setting goals. In setting goals, we got to have a little string right here, Jose. Why? Because we got to have short-term and long-term goals. You know why? Because we can't just look out 20 years and say, we looking 20 years out. That's cool. We all looking 20 years out. We looking 30 years out. We looking 40 years out. But in the process of that, what's the one-year goal we trying to establish? How much of our purchasing power we can increase in 1 year? How much family purchasing power we can increase in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years? And that goes like this, Jose. So we're going to get into another principle, but if we setting goals, like how much are we going to save to invest in year 1? How do we, year 2, year 5, year 10? Family wealth doesn't happen overnight. When we think about families that have been wealthy for generations, understand that we think about their name in longevity. We think about their name in lineage. We don't think about their name in 1 year. That's why leadership come back in that. Leadership. Who's the leader? Who's the patriarch? Who's the matriarch? Right? We talk about establishing a foundation. Who cooked the turkey today? Who cooked it? Who cooked it? Mama, grandma, auntie. I'm going to tell you this. Whoever, not even the turkey, Jose, who did the potato salad? The potato salad is an illustrious event. George, you like that word? You know why? Because everybody want to touch the tater salad. But everybody can't touch the tater salad. Inclination, who could be in leadership? The person who you trust with the potato salad. B, the person who you trust with the potato salad might have potential. The person you trust with the potato salad might have potential, B. I think they might got potential. Right? So we in the leadership role, right? So the leadership role also gives us a road map to generational success. I like that, Jose. That's leadership. We talk leadership right there, Jose. All right, man, so we covered a lot in that leadership, and so now we're going to go to another one, y'all. Listen, and it's important for us to understand these different roles that we're going to talk about. So before we go to this next pillar, man, I feel like we missing something. Chef, bring us something else, man. Okay, we got Chef in the building. What we got here, Chef?
All right, now you know we can't have Thanksgiving without them smoked turkey collard greens.
Smoked turkey collard greens.
Collard greens.
Ooh.
Just like grandma.
Ooh.
Right.
Shout out Chef, man, for the smoked turkey collard greens. Woo! Jose, you hungry? Definitely? Man, Jose say eating the mac and cheese, y'all. All right, man, so, damn, Chef, that look good. Damn, that look good. All right, so the next, y'all with me? So the next thing we're going to transition to is financial knowledge, man. This is truly important for us because once we get the leadership in play, the next thing we got to deal with is the knowledge that leadership has to navigate us through. So let's go back. Let's go back to the whiteboard, man. Let's go. Boom. So now we're talking about the next pillar, man. We're talking about financial knowledge. Listen, you cannot build wealth without financial knowledge. Like that's just you can't build it without financial knowledge. So what does that consist of? All right, so first we need to talk about, okay, this is the one y'all don't like. Budgeting. Jose, we can't build wealth if we don't know how to budget our money. And here's what I want people to understand when it comes to building wealth. Like, you can't just get money. Building wealth ain't about just getting money. That's why we got a lot of rich slaves walking around. Because everybody just want to get money. And here's what we do know, and I'm going to just be truthful with you. If everybody getting money and people don't know how to budget, we don't know how to diversify, we don't know how to asset allocate, guess what happened? We go broke. We go broke. So here's the dope part about leadership. Leadership also must do what? Renew knowledge. Leadership. You can't just be leadership if you don't renew the knowledge. If you don't keep getting knowledge, you don't keep growing, you don't keep learning. So first we got to learn how to budget. The next we got to do is have and create financial guidelines. What are the do's and don'ts when it come to money? Right? What are the do's and don'ts when it come to money? If we make $100, do we spend $100? Nope, we don't got no financial guidelines. Right? Do we impulsive buy? Nope. We talking budgeting. Right? When kids are born, what are we doing with the money? How do we prepare every generation to be successful? We're talking financial knowledge, right? Watch this. How to use money. Well, Trap, that's easy. We make the money, we spend the money. That's why we got to learn how to use money. What is it used for? And I know you understand. I know we thinking, let me put it in more perspective, Jose. Watch this. Everybody that's watching this, at what age did they realize they ain't know nothing about money? At what age did you realize, Jose, when you said, damn, I wish somebody would have taught me this? A lot of us, 30s, 40s, like, damn, if I would have knew this. Right? If I would have known, watch this, Jose, if I would have known not to, watch this, Jose, max out my cards. Okay, let me talk about the black families right quick. I don't know about the white families. I've never been white. I've never been Mexican, Dave. I don't know if y'all do this. Stop putting them bills in them children's name. Jose, tell them stop putting them bills in them children's name. Why you laughing, Jose? That's the white side of you or the black side of you, Jose? It ain't all black people? Shit. Okay, that's because that's the white side of you. That's the white side. That's the raisin and the potato side of you, Jose. You feel me? That's the side of you that don't know about it. You feel me? 80%. Gindy, where you from? Y'all don't got credit. I ain't been around messing with my dog Gindy right quick, right? But here's what I'm saying. American families coming up in a cert. B, you had somebody put something in your name when you was young? Come on, man. Chef, how old you is? Somebody ever put something in your name? Come on, man. George, your people, your mama was different. It's my auntie. She was different. She took pride in having her credit at 800. My auntie died with an 800 credit score. She passed away like, at least I had an 800 already. My auntie had pride in that 800. She showed me that thing so many times. I was like, God damn, I know it's 800. You see? So look, we're talking about this though, right? We're talking about credit. All right, I wrote something else down. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm keeping it real. Somebody at the dinner table got somebody in somebody's name. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Jose, this is a good one. Debt Management, debt management. Right? So watch this. Understanding how to use debt, how not to use debt, how not to go over in debt. Listen, you just bought the crib, like your credit cards, we managing debt. If something got 26% APR on it, hey, we don't want it. This is important for us. Budgeting, financial guidelines, how to use money, debt management. I'm going to say something else. Watch. Leverage is important for us. How to use money. Y'all know my saying, a dollar that's not moving is a dollar that's losing, right? How do we do this? Watch this. How do we maximize our finances? How do we maximize it? How do we put our money in position to work harder for us than we work for it? Like, listen, we ain't gonna be here all day. But the goal for me today is to help you understand, here's some blueprint of some things that we gotta do. Now, the crazy part is some of us gonna watch this and be like, man, I know this already. The problem is, watch this, we can know something but not understand how to put it in place. Right? We can know our numbers, but we don't know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. You watch this, Jose. I'm gonna go a little smarter. I'm gonna go a little deeper. You can know the art of something, but not the science of it. Right? You can know the art of it, but not the science of it. Today, our goal is to give us a roadmap that uncovers the science of building wealth. Watch this. We talking about right here. We talking about our financial knowledge, right? So one of the things we also got to increase is this, Jose, just keeping it real. It's our financial literacy and overall, bro. We got to increase that. We got to increase that. And that's what this is. The one thing they don't teach us in school is the financial literacy component. Now watch this. I'm not mad at them for not teaching. I'm not mad at them for not teaching us that in school. And the reason why I'm not mad at them for not teaching us that in school is because we understand that America in its whole is a system. Right? We know that America needs people to buy into the system. The more people that don't buy into the system, the weaker America gets per se. Here's why there's a 1% club. You know why? Because these are the group of people that says, I am not going to be a part of the system. I'm going to create people that fall into the system. Okay, how does that make sense? Well, I'm going to create, if you built the business out, you're actually breaking free from the system in a way. If you understand how to leverage the business. If you invest in, you learn how to break free from the system only if you know how to invest your way to freedom. I'm going to give you an idea. I was on a Zoom call the other day, Jose. And the guy said, I built the business from 0 to 35 million. Once I got it to 35 million, I increased the value in the business to sell it for 200 million. Sold the business for 200 million. He kept, I think, 120 million after he had to break everybody else off. And then he said, I'm just going to build another one. He's in the process of now building the next business that he doesn't want to keep. He's building it to exit. Well, Trap, well, it still doesn't mean he's not part of the system. In essence, it does. Because he understands that America is a big conglomerate that is built on small businesses. His goal is to continuously do what? Build businesses, sell businesses, create employees that also gives him, watch this, Jose, tax breaks. And then he makes other what? We're going to get investments. Remember what I said. You build your business or you invest your way out of the system. You build a business or you invest your way out of the system. The one thing you cannot do, B, you cannot work your way out of the system. And you cannot save your way out of the system. So when I say breaking free from watch this. You got to break free from the financial gravitational pull of the system. Come on, B. Come on, B. Come on, B. You got to disrupt the algorithm that the system got you in. And we ain't talking about Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We talking about the United States algorithm. That's what we talking about here. So while we at home, I want you to ask yourself this question. While you're in front of your people, I want you to write down something. I want you to write down something. Jose, we talking about having a hard, true conversation with the family. Right? And I know what y'all saying right now. I ain't telling them my business and all that. Watch this. That's why y'all can't get from where you're going, because the reason why we can't move forward, because nobody wants to talk about money, whether it's good or bad. Nobody want to talk about whether they're financially good or bad, because we keep talking about each other. Oh, she broke. She acting like she got it on. He acting like he good, but he broke. And now you stuck in the habit of trying to figure it out by yourself. But if you go back to, watch this, if we create this, Jose, we create leadership, and we know how to communicate, and we set values, and then we set financial guidelines, Jose. It all comes back, Jose. It all falls back in order. And if we create what? An atmosphere of excellence. And then if we do what? If leadership does what? Long-term, short-term goals. Jose, we creating a pathway, Jose. And then if leadership also communicates what? The vision, the family can move forward. The family can move forward. But because we don't want to have the harsh truths, well, Trap, what if nobody in the family right now has ever experienced this? Well, the reason why we know nobody can, because we ain't never had the conversations and see what the family, watch this, Jose. I'm going to put it, and it's great because this between this and it's between this, right? Remember, Jose, there's a gap. Watch this, Jose. There's a gap between what we talking about here and what we talking about here, right? The way to establish and fill in the gap is to do this. Watch this, Jose, this is good. Understand watch this, Jose, watch this. Strengths and weaknesses of the family. That's how we fill in the gap. B, we fill in the gap between here and here if we understand what the strengths and weaknesses is of the family. But because we're not having no transparent moments with each other, because we don't know, because we're trying to hide, we can't move forward as a family, but we keep looking at the Kardashians saying how they getting there. We keep looking at the other families like, damn, how they got there. It don't got to be perfect. Ain't no family perfect, but if we can come together on a common goal and stop judging each other for the mistakes, then we can move forward. But because we feel like I gotta hide, I can't let them know what I did, I can't let them know I messed my money up, I'm driving this car, but I'm so much in the hole. No, let's start over from scratch. Let's get everybody here and let's move forward. Jose, then we can do this. We could go back to the rocket ship, Jose. We can go back to the rocket and we can go from the crisis of the current to the cure of the future. Now, Jose, the most important part to get us from where we got to go is in the middle. And it's being able to establish everything that helps us fill in this gap to get where we got to go at, Jose. And as a family unit, this is so important. Ooh, this is good, Jose. I like how we talking on this Thanksgiving holiday. All right? Woo, Jose, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. B, All right, man. Listen, I'm going to sit down for a second, man. I'm going to sit down for a second. Right? We need to have a conversation. It's important, y'all, that we understand what we're doing. God damn, that turkey look good. That thing is glistening. Ooh. All right, so it's important that we understand this, y'all. I know y'all with me. How we looking in the chat? Like, if you in the chat, if you feeling what we doing, if you at home in the chat, look, just get the likes up for us, please. Listen, I want y'all to understand the dedication we got to this process. Like, it's Thanksgiving, and we putting out episodes. We putting out not just a fluff episode. We putting out something to help us move forward because we understood that this is the perfect time to talk to the family. We understood that y'all in the house like, y'all be listening to Trap. I be listening to Trap. Well, what better time to listen to us when you with the family? So in the chat, let us know how you feeling. Let us know if this making sense to you. What part of this just now made you say, damn, all right, that makes sense. We trapping right now. Let us know, right? And definitely shout out Chef Beasley for this right here. Chef, before I go a little further, Chef, we need something to go with this, bro. Like we got the mac and cheese. We got the turkey, greens. What we going with this with, Chef? What we got to go with this, Chef? Talk to me, Chef.
Now we can't forget cornbread dressing.
Let the camera, B, you been juicing, B.
And the cranberry sauce.
Not the berry sauce.
Can't forget the cranberry.
Ooh. The dressing? Cornbread dressing. Jose, you still fasting? Not today. All right, Chef. So Chef got us with the cornbread dressing. And I guess for the cornbread dressing, we got to talk about another pillar of investing. Investing is a strong pillar. Now, we talked about the financial knowledge. The next part, if we're going to talk about, is the actual investing component of what we're doing. Now, here's the part is so important. The investing component allows us to actually grow our money. This part here is essential to us. After the leadership and after the knowledge, it's saying, how does the leadership and the knowledge put us in position to grow, multiply, and take our money, our family to the next level? How do we grow? How do we as a family become that asset? How do we as a family increase our purchasing power? How do we as a family evolve financially? And now what happens is with leadership, with that collective wisdom, assembling these pillars together as a whole, how do we now say that our mission, our culture now is to do what? So, Jose, let's get back to the whiteboard, bro. All right, so listen, we back to the whiteboard, man. I'm up and down. Jose, I should have just put the chair right here, bro. I should have just put the chair right. I know I aggravate you when I be moving like this, right? But this pillar is important. This is the investing pillar. This pillar helps us grow our money. Now, there's so many tools in our arsenal once we learn how to invest, right? Now, here's the thing we talked about. We talked about leadership, and we talked about leadership. What did we say? And leadership doesn't have to be the smartest, but leadership has the wisdom to make the right decisions. So here's what happens. So we get the smart people, right? So your goal is you're learning how to do what? Invest. So we can talk about what? We can talk about business. And that can come in multiple ways. We can say M&A, mergers and acquisition. We can say buying businesses, buying laundromats, buying tow truck companies, starting. That could be entrepreneurship. All that's a form of investing, right? We could come stocks. Y'all know this is my thing, stocks, the market. And when we talk about the market, what we talk about? We can talk about buy and hold. We can talk about trading, right? We can talk about crypto. Right? We can talk about that all kind of ways. right? But then we can also talk about, of course, real estate, right? We talking about REITs on the stock market. We could talk about, this is good. This is good, Jose. We could talk about REITs, REITs. We could talk about Jamal King, buy and hold, right? We can talk about wholesale. We could talk about fix and flip, right? We could talk about commercial. We could talk about just agriculture and land. We here? These are pillars. Right? Now, here's the dope part about leadership. Everybody won't be great at them all. Business, stocks, real estate. Right? I promise you with these three right here, we can set ourselves up forever. It's a triangle offense. I think for the family, it's establishing, watch this. As a family, we establishing the first thing, what's the base? Right? This triangle offense is amazing. And we talk about our wealth in the offense, but what's the base? What's this one thing? So for me and my family, the base gonna be what? Stocks. For me, it's universal. For me, it's the easiest multiplier, Jose. Right? It doesn't take as much startup. It doesn't take as much capital, right? Now I know there's so many different ways of real estate, but for me, it's stocks, and then the next one is business, and then the last one is real estate. The reason why? Because these two for me generate the money, and this one generates the tax credits I need. Now, watch this. At some point, so I'll give you my family and George, I want you to know if I'm saying this right. I like to use my family, right? So in my family, I'll say right now, cuz, with Ainita being gone, with Anglo being gone, I'll say our wise counsel is Uncle Walt. Right? Now, because we all know that he has watch this. Ooh, I'm gonna use another word. We know he has the life equity. Jose, you like that? You like that, Jose? He got the life equity. He got the most life equity right now. Now, cuz, if you with me, this is real life right here. I'm going to say it after Unc, I'll say it's me. Now, there's a generation between my uncle and me, which is cousin, which is y'all. You the same generation as Walt. Yep, because you the youngest. All right, so the next generation other than would be who? It's me. It's me. All right, so I'm on the right path. Right, so this is me. Now, everybody in this generation with my uncle, they didn't have access to the information I have, but they have life experience. I can't go to them with all of the financial stuff, but I can go to them and ask them for logical advice in life, right? Not emotional, not, what's the logical advice right here? Right, so watch this. I can take this logical advice and I can use it because I, for the most part, have the most what? I got the most information. You with me, Gindy? I got the most information. So, Trap, why are you telling me about that? Well, because there's a generation behind me that I got to give the blueprint to. But also, I'm also responsible because the generation before me has kids. I got kids. So there's two generations that's going to come behind me that I know for sure that if God bless me with the right, I'm going to be here for. And these are this generation's kids, which are me. They got to get game from me, right? So that's Elise, that's Walt, that's Muff, Taylor, right? That's this generation, right? But watch this. They got kids, right? And it's a good chance that I'll see their kids, right? If God give me the right breath. So these two generations now become my responsibility. Gotcha. All right, so watch this. Here's what I need y'all to do for me. I need you to write this down for me. Man, this is so good. Jose, this is good. I need you to write down right quick. And if you're in the chat, I need you to take a minute. I need you to write this down for me. Where is your leaders at? And this is going to make sense because we're going to tie this into the investing part, Jose, right? Where's the leaders at? Where's that leadership at that had, watch this, that got the life equity? And then, now here's the dope part. The leader may also be the person with the most financial information. That's okay. Because some families actually have that father, that mother, that grandmother, that uncle that been investing. And because my Uncle Walt always tell me something. I've been trying to get them Negroes to invest. Walt always tell me that. I'm proud of you enough. I've been trying to get them Negroes to do with this, but they listening to you, and I'm proud of that because the knuckleheads that came up with me, they was doing what they wanted to do, right? So what I need you to do is we need to establish who's this person. And then we need to establish what does the next 2, 3, and 4 position look like. Ooh. Right? We need you to do it. If it's you, say, it's me. If it's not you, it's okay to say it's not you, but then where do you fit at on the list? Right? So for me, I know it's my Uncle Walt and them. Now, I'm not saying the people in this generation with him are like less than. What I am saying is this. The people in this generation actually are more inclined to listen because what? They now see the information is working for me, and they immediately want to help their kids. Yo, go listen to Trap. Go listen to Free. We need to listen to them. We need to see what's going on. Because watch this. Even though we are family here, the family also breaks off into individual tribes. Right? And the individual tribes come together and say, here's what we hunt, here's what we bring to the table to increase the family what? Wealth. All right, cool. So listen, we got the triangle. So let's think about something. So we go to Genesis 1:28, right? Genesis 1:28. What the big homie told us to do? He said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. So when we invest in, what are we doing? We're being fruitful. We're multiplying. Let's stop. Let's stop. There's another verse says, diligent hands build wealth. At no point did I say we got to do it all at once. But diligent is meaning what? Committing consistently to a said thing. Diligence. Diligence. So let's operate in this. So watch this. When each family get together, this is so good. Because we've given each other, because we've established leadership and we've established family, we've established values, we've established communication, we've established a sense of excellence. We've established these things, so now each family now has what? Rules of engagement, bylaws. So now, when I'm at the table with me and mine, this is what we doing. When you at the table with church, this is what we doing. Let's say we all a family right here. Boom. He at home doing something with his family. Jose at home doing something with his family. B at home doing something with his family. Gindy at home doing something with his family. Shep at home doing something. Everybody at home doing something with their family. Now watch this. Even if you don't even have the family yet, you still are, what's what I'm looking for right here? What I'm looking for, B? Parent is good. Obligated. Watch this, even further, it is still essentially important. There we go. I like that. It is still essentially important for you to be in position for when you do have a family. Because watch this, if you're a single man, and if you say, okay, let me put some rules in play, let me put a blueprint together, I see what the other families are doing, right? I still want to contribute. So when the day comes when you do have a family, what do you think as a single man, if you get a woman and you bring her into this type of structure, what do you think happens to her? She's blown away. She's like, whoa, I've never seen a family operate like this. Okay, what if you're a woman and you bring a man into this? Watch this, Jose. If you're a single woman and you bring a man into this type of structure, it immediately, you already know if he not willing to rock with this, he ain't the man for you. You know why? Because he don't fall into the atmosphere of excellence. Am I not wrong, Jose? Also, if he can't buy it, he say, I won't step my own. And you say, cool. You want to set your own? You want to establish your own? I have no problem with that. What's your blueprint? You feel me? You want to set your own? I'm okay. As a woman, you say, okay, look, I'm okay. Like, I'm setting this up with my family. I'm good. I'm okay with that. I'm going to still contribute to this. But if you want to build your own tribe, I'm cool with that. What's the blueprint? What's the blueprint? Because if you want me to disattach from what I have and what I'm building, and I'm not saying we can't build our own, but we already have structure here. And if you want to build that, I'm okay with that. What's the blueprint? And if you don't have a blueprint, let's go study my family's blueprint so we can create our own. And if he says no to that, then guess what you know? It's a no-brainer. As a man, and you dealing with a woman, and you say, yo, here's the blueprint I'm feeling, she gonna be like, bet. He a man with a plan. All right, but as we get back, what is this? Damn. All right, let's get back. Jose, I'm in it. I'm in my bag right now, Jose. I'm feeling good. All right, so but Trap, we still on the investing pillar. You ain't really dig into that. Well, we kind of did, right? We talked about stocks. Okay, Trap. What about stocks? Okay, boom, this is good. If we go in stocks, let's set up watch this, stock investing. What's our stock investing system? What is the system that is necessary for every family member to understand what is the criteria for us to invest in certain stocks? What's the criteria? What is that we looking for in certain companies that we can decide if this is a good investment or not? And we look at this two ways. We look at it, one, watch this, as a tribe, and number two, as a business. Now remember what we said. We said this is the whole family, and then this is the business, and then this is our different tribes. And I probably could word that different, but y'all know what I'm saying. So this is us in totality, right? And this is you as a tribe, as an individual. So what is the criteria for the tribe, and then what is the criteria for the whole family structure? We need to know that. You know why? Because we also building out our own family thing, and then we also building out the entirety of the family. You know why? Because we want to increase us as a unit, and we want to increase us as a company. Ooh. It's important. Investing. Okay, let's go a little further with that, Jose. What about Trap? You said business. Okay, let's go a little further with the investing part. You know why, Jose? Because also in the investing part, guess what we got to do, Jose? We got to build a family bank. Why is that important, Jose? Because instead of us going to the regular bank, we now can finance, borrow, loan, and gift money to ourselves. We do that. We can do that. Right, so now, let's say somebody say, Daddy, I want to build a business. Okay, what's the business is? Write out what the business is. The family help you put the business together. We give you the loan. Watch how dope this is, Jose. Watch how dope this is. The family gives you a loan for the business, and then you got two options. First option, you pay the loan back in a certain amount of time. Second option, you don't pay the loan back, but you give the family a part of the business. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. So how does that look? All right, let's say my daughter Lily gets a certain age. She said, Daddy, I want to start up whatever kind of business. I say, okay, cool. I go to leadership. Hey, Leah wants to start a business. She needs $100,000. Okay, you got one or two options. You could get that from the family bank, which would be optimal, or have you set Leah up to have $100 on her own, $100K on her own? Or do you as a dad just want to give it to her on her own? It don't got nothing to do with us. Either way, you can. The dope part would be to say, let's go to the family bank and get the $100,000 loan. We can say, okay, what is the percentage we want to get back on this, right? Because just like a bank, we're going to do the same thing, but we'll do it at a different percentage, right? And why are we doing this? We're doing this so we can keep on doing what, bro? Increasing our net worth as a family. Or the second way is to say, all right, Leah, we'll give you the $100K based on this, this, and this, but here's what we'll do with that money. We want 10% of the business. And we can structure it. We want 10% of the business, and now what we doing? We adding to the family. What does that do, Jose? It adds to the family blueprint. Nobody feel bad. And then we can even structure it to where once we get the 100K back, once we get the 100K back, we'll drop our percentage to 5%. We ain't even tripping. We get 10% till we get the 100K back. Once we get the 100K back, we drop it down to 5% for the entirety of the business. We good. You sell a business, you exit, we get 5%, you keep the rest. Guess what? Everybody good. This is how you establish some pillars, foundation. We got to think different. We got to think different. Now, I know what you're going to say. Man, ain't nobody doing that. Nobody ain't doing that, Trap. This is why nobody family can't move forward, because we thinking like an individual instead of saying, how do we grow the family? How do we grow the family? All right, let's talk real estate. All right, let's go a little further, Jose. Let's talk real estate. All right, let's go back to the family bank. Let's go back to the family bank. We do two things, Jose. We can invest in real estate as a tribe. Y'all know what we say when we say tribe. Or we can invest in real estate as a what? Business. Every family should have what? We should have a bank. Our bank as a family does a couple things. We lend money and we make investments. Lend and invest. That's what we do as a business. We ain't no different. We lend and invest. Why is this important also? Because every month or every quarter, every tribe, this is good, Jose. This is good, Jose. Every tribe, watch this, Jose. Oh, this is so good, Jose. This is so good, Jose. So we know we got the tribes, right, Jose? B, we got the tribes, right? B, how would it look if we had the tribe, B? In every business, every tribe had to invest at least 10% of quarterly income in the family bank. I'm just saying, if every tribe, and not as an individual, we talking about as a unit, so a mother and a father, a male, a female, a wife, whatever the money that came in the quarter, let's say we made $30,000, $40,000. What's 10% of that? $3,000. Let's put it in the bank. Boom. We're not tripping. We ain't losing nothing on it. You know why? Because the family bank gonna do a couple things with it. We gonna invest with it, or we gonna lend it to somebody in the family. And we getting points on the pack. Okay, watch this down. I want you to write this down for me in the chat. I want you to write down. This, dang, it's so good, Jose. It's so good, Jose. I want you to write down in the chat, not in the chat, but at home, I want you to write down if you broke down what you made each quarter, all right? Break down what you made so far, you and your family member, this year. You and your husband, you and your wife, whatever, you and your partner. Write down what you would have donated to the family bank so far, right, as of right now. What you would have donated. If we taking 10%. Which, watch this, it's not even a donation. What your deposit in the family bank would have been. What your deposit in the family bank would have been. And watch this, as we make that deposit, it's not like it's a loss. It's not a loss. You know why it's not a loss? Because we increasing the family name. Now here's what we got to know about this money that we invest in. This money can not be withdrawn for personal issues. No matter what. So if Lil Peanut went to jail, that's on Peanut. You take that out your own personal money, right? Peanut won't go to college, that don't come out the family bank. Y'all deal with that as a family. There's a difference. So we got to separate family from the tribe, right? Lil Ashley wants to be a singer. We not invested in those singing lessons from the family bank, right? Any business that we create, and guess what? Business proposals is needed. We need to understand the pros, the cons, what could go wrong. And if you can't tell me what could go wrong with that money, we ain't lending it out. Because if you can't tell me what could go wrong, that means you haven't thoroughly evaluated the business that you want us to invest in. Because every great business must understand the pros and the cons, the strengths and the weaknesses. Trap, ain't nobody doing that. This is the reason why nobody ain't doing it, and the reason why there are wealthy families that actually do this, this separates us. It separates us. There's no law. There's no principles of the family. So we buying real estate. Okay, cool, Trap. Let's buy real estate. Okay, how are we buying it? Are we buying real estate? Are we buying real estate from the family? Or are we buying real estate from the tribe? And if we buying real estate from the tribe, listen, the best thing we could do is buy real estate from the family. You know why? Increase family. Watch what I'm about to say, Jose. Watch what I'm about to say right here. Purchasing power. The more real estate you have under the family business, the more leverage you got. So now if we got these properties, let's say over some years we got these properties, and what we do know about properties are the cash flow we getting from the real estate ain't really moving the needle like that, right? But watch this. The cash flow paying off the mortgage, now just imagine the family got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 properties. Look at all that equity we got that we can leverage. Look at all that equity we got that we can leverage as a family. Now we talking about switching over to what? This is where the real money at. We buying duplexes, we buying fourplexes, we buying apartment complexes. That's where the real money at. And so now the family creates what? Watch this. Property management companies. That we now take that third and fourth generation we talked about, we put them in property management school, and guess what they know how to do now? Manage our real estate portfolio. Guess what we do now? Now, if somebody want to go to college for, watch this. If somebody want to go to college for accounting, guess what the family do? We'll send them. You know why? Because we got a family accountant now. And guess what? Not only do we got a family accountant, but now we got a what? We got an accounting business with our last name on it. So watch this. We done sent Ashley to college for finances and accounting. She becomes the family accountant, and then we start the family accounting business because we sent her to college. We don't want the money back. Guess what we want? We want 10% of the business. And because we want 10% of the business, guess what Ashley's credibility is now? I now manage such and such family's assets portfolio that's over $1 billion, that's over $50 million. What kind of credibility does that give her accounting business? Guess what? She got another type of leverage now. What's her leverage? I now know how to do accounting for multi-family business, for multiple multi-million-dollar family businesses. Guess what happens now? She can now create what's called a family office, which now opens her up to another group of millionaires that need their money managed. The family gets 10% of that business. Because the family gets 10% of that business, we put money right back into, come on, man, what we talking about, y'all? I'm not even talking rocket science. What I am telling us is this. When we think about family and we think about this word right here that everybody want to throw around, when we think about this word generational wealth, that's not a 10-year process. That generational wealth is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 years. It ain't generational right here. We got to start here. We got to start there. We got to start there. So, Jose, we talk investing. B, we talked investing. Are we in the, like, I need y'all in the chat. Are you feeling me right now? Like, if you writing this down, man, come on, y'all. I know, listen, the game come on in a few. I got you. Don't even trip. I got you. I got you. We got one more pillar to go through. Let's go through that last pillar, y'all. All right, man, Jose. Man, we really dug in on the investing side, right? But what I have learned on the journey is this last part, this succession part, right? This is what I've learned, that this is the part that hinders a lot of wealthy families, Jose. And the reason why this part hinders a lot of wealthy families is because once the person who had the most information, that's why that person that fills the gap in, Jose, where the elder or the leadership, and then the person with the most information, when that person goes, the family kind of falls down and loses a massive amount of wealth, sometimes 3/4 of them wealth, right? And they call that from shirt sleeves to shirtless. That's what they call it. That's what they call it, from shirt sleeves to shirtless, right? And they usually say that about every third generation, the family be back broke again. So there's the family that establishes the wealth, and then there's the next generation that kind of mishandles the wealth, and then by the time that third generation comes, it's gone. And now you got to start back over. So this part of succession is real important for us. And the reason why this part is so important, I'm going to be honest with you, Jose, is because 80% of us are new money, right? And I love this age that we in because this is not only the information age, but this is the technology age. It allows us to have the information. It allows us to actually make money at a drastic rate than the generations prior to us, right? And it'll only keep getting, but what happens when we give the next generation blueprints to put in place. And not only do we give them blueprints to put in place, we set them up generationally. So this is why it's important for us to have those family meetings, those quarterly meetings, have those blueprints in place, but also not skipping the generation, having those hard conversations, having those, if the kid don't want to be in it, I bet we're not going to kick them out the family, but they can't partake in all of the, right? Like Chick-fil-A, I was listening to Dan Cathy, and they were saying how, like, they're on the 4th generation of Chick-fil-A's, right? And he was saying, like, most families don't get to the 4th generation. And he was saying one of the things that they do is at like age 18, like you start getting to work for Chick-fil-A, right? At age 18, you start working for Chick-fil-A. Now, at that age, you have the next couple years to decide what you want to do. Right? Do you want to truly be part of what we building or not? Now watch this. If you don't want to be part of it, it's okay. You just don't get to inherit this vast amount of wealth. We not kick you to the curb, but instead of getting 40%, you get 1%. Because you're a Catholic, because you ain't gonna be out here broke, but you're not gonna be. So, and what we do, and he was like, yo, we get a Chick-fil-A, we establish it, bro. You go to another city, you go to another state, you work so you can learn the business, you become a manager, and then you gonna own one. But you gotta get through the, that's why you start at 18. So by the time you're about 25, you ownership mode. You got a franchise. And then what happens is, by the time you probably 30 something, you ready to start your family. Guess what? You start the family, you 30, let's say you start a family at 30, 35, right? You have a son or a daughter, in 18 years at 35, what that is, 50 what? 35, 55 is 20 years. So about 53, you got an 18-year-old that now follows the same process. What you want to do? You want to be a part of this or not? Cool. No, not a problem. What do you want to do? Do you want to establish, and we're not thinking long enough. And I've said this a couple of times, y'all, like real talk, 1 million don't save your family. I promise it won't. It won't save your family. You're going to be mad when I say this, but it barely saves you. It barely saves you. So let's get into this next session, man. It's a session, but listen, before we can get into this session, Chef, I'm missing something. Like I got the turkey, I got the greens, I got the mac and cheese, I got the stuffing, but now I got a sweet tooth. Chef, what you got for me?
Just a little peach cobbler.
Not the cobbler.
Peach cobbler, but this ain't no ordinary cobbler. This is a shortbread, cookie crust, maple rum peach cobbler. Say it with me. Shortbread. Cookie crust. Maple rum peach cobbler.
Maple rum. And Jose, it's in the cast iron.
That's how you know it's good.
It's prestigious. It's say it for me again, Chef. Shortbread. Cookie crust. Maple rum. Peach cobbler. God. Chef, we appreciate you for this, man. Jose, shortbread, cookie crust, maple rum, peach cobbler is in the cast iron. The cast iron, B. The leadership is the second and third generation don't got this. Only the elders, when they saw this, they said, he knows something. When I saw this skillet, I said, ooh, it's only a few things get cooked in there. Roux. You feel me? Only a few things get cooked in there. Roux. Right? Like something about the roux that get cooked in here. There's a certain type of cornbread that get made up in here. And there's a certain type of dessert that get made up in there. Anything don't go up in the cast iron. Right? Like pancakes can get made in there, B. Pancakes. Watch this, watch this. French toast get made in there, B. Watch this, watch this, watch this. The right grilled cheese, get made up in there. The Jiffy cornbread don't get made in there. The cornbread from scratch get made in there. And there's a certain type of biscuit that get made in there. The biscuit that it got the butter on, Jose, the white side of you might don't know. The white side of you might don't know. Right? The Spanish side of you might don't know. But the black part of you, like my dog, know about the rolls. We don't even call them biscuits. They call homemade butter rolls. That's what they call. That's what they get made up in there. Yeah, it's called sopping biscuits. That's what they call. Gravy soppers is what they call. All right, man, let's get to the board. Thank you again, Chef, for this. Damn. That look good right there. All right, as we go to the board, man, we're going to talk about our last and final session. We're going to call this part the, where my thing at? Oh, right here. We'll call this the final destination. Y'all remember that movie? That was a hell of a movie, though. Boy, you ain't lying, B. Then they had to have that movie 4 times. Like, man, stop. So this was important. And here's why this was important is because with all the hard work you put in, with all the planning and strategizing you put in, if you don't do this part right, it's a waste of time. And so one of the things we're going to do here is called wealth structuring. We're going to do asset allocation, tax prep. We're going to put right here, lawyers, accountants are important here. Diversification, and then wills, trusts, and estate planning. These are the things that put us in position right here when it comes to succession planning. And the reason why this is important is because we need to structure the wealth. So here's what I will tell us. When we putting these family businesses in play, we not just doing this on word of mouth. We getting with a lawyer, and we getting with our accountant, and we structuring those family accounts the right way. We ain't just letting George take the money out because he said, my money in there. We ain't letting Jose just borrow money because we saying, how does it look from what does the lawyer say the best way to set these accounts up? Watch this, what are the bylaws that we putting in play? What are the rules of engagement? What are the policies that we putting in place to withdraw money, right? And so we want to have what's called efficient and effortless transitions. Efficient and effortless transitions. The reason why this is most important is because the one thing we know that we got to do is do what, y'all? I'm going to just keep it real. Everybody hate when E.T. say this, but I'm going to say it again. The one thing we know that we all got to do is what, Jose? Die. We all got to die. We can't avoid it, right? But what we want to do is die, and we want the people behind us to prosper. And one of the ways we do that is understanding that there's like gifting taxes. There's taxes where you can, watch this, skip a generation. There's taxes where you can skip a generation. There's so many ways we can play this game. But in order to do that too, one of the things we need with succession is understanding our what? Family. Understanding our family dynamics. Right? So what I need us to do is I need us to be able to write down our family dynamics. I need us to be able to write down what family is strong at what. Because every family is going to have a strength. Every family is going to have a weakness. So what are they strong at? Right? When we talk about the family business, we're going to write down who gets what. Right? We want to have that in law. We want to have things in agreement. Right? When we put our trust and wills down, we want to understand who's getting control of what and let's say this, let's say you pass on. When you pass on, what part of your personal assets are you giving the family a part of? These things are important, right? Because we're not thinking about ourselves and then being open about it. One of the things we got to get rid of in our family is this. Secrets. Got to get rid of that. All right? So the reason why this is important in family dynamics, another thing we're going to talk about here is, watch this. Future generations. Again, we know we got to die, right? So how do we put the future generations in position to excel? But also, watch this, as leadership, having that conversation with them so we can also understand what the future of investing look like, what the future of finances look like, what's the new thing. Like, so if you would talk to a family from the 70s, if you had leadership from the 70s, they don't know that crypto is a thing. Right? Warren Buffett said, I'm not investing in technology. But in 2019, he started dumping into Apple. In 2023, it's his biggest position ever. Why? Because he had somebody on the team like, yo, OG, Apple stock a day, keep the poverty away. And Warren said, we ain't nowhere near poverty. He said, we gonna be if you invest in these people. Right? So we need to understand having that conversation with them. All right, so if we go to Proverbs 13 and 22, it's what? A good man leave an inheritance for what? His children's children. So watch this. Let's even go even further than that. If we are in the family, while I may be the biological father, George's children are still my children from a family perspective. If we looking at the family, because what does that thing say? It takes a what? A village. I remember when I was coming up, like, my grandmother could whoop my ass, but my auntie could whoop my ass too, and it was you did something to deserve it. But at the same time, everybody was also able to reward me. Now, I remember my greatest reward always came from George's mama. My greatest gifts always came from my Aunt Nita. I thought she was the rich auntie. She was the mink coat auntie. She was the Lexus car, Lexus truck. She was the big pocketbook. She was the fur coat, silver fox. You feel me? Amazing gifts. So, same perspective is, how do I also think about when I'm passing away, how do I put my family in place? What type of life insurance policies do I have in place? What type of wills, what type of trust, what type of agreements do I have in place? Think about this. One of the things that shocked me was when I read about Bernard Arnault, Jose, I realized that he had something in play that when he passed away, his family couldn't sell more than a certain percentage of shares for 30 years. So he ain't never letting greed get in. And then at another point, he like, my grandkids also inherit this, but they can't sell for this long too. So he at least establishing What needs to take place for the next what? 2 generations after he gone. So what do you think now is going to happen when the next people in control, guess what they're going to say? Well, shoot, we can't sell it. We're going to add to it. And then when they have kids, guess what they're going to do? Same thing. So it's a good chance they're going to be wealthy for the next 100 years. You feel me? Let's go a little further. I know we don't like to talk about them, but let's talk about the Kardashians for a second. That's a $1 billion name brand now. Right? But watch this. No matter if we like what they did or not, and I'm not, they kids straight. But they not just straight financially. It's a good chance that they're going to teach them the family business. It's a good chance it's a good chance that next generation of TV people, that they're going to give birth to them. It's a good chance that, and we can see it. You know how we can see it? Because Kim did whatever. We can say what we want. And then the sisters got on. But watch this. This is how we know knowledge evolves at a rapid pace. The youngest sister became the first billionaire. No matter if we like it or not, what did she do? She watched her sisters. Her sisters told her the mistakes they made. She looked at some of the mistakes they made. And because information consistently evolves, the younger generation has more of a leverage than the older generation because they're allowed to look at the mistakes. They're allowed to give them information and say, okay, bet. She became the first billionaire at the youngest age. Whether we like it or not, whether we say, well, her family was in position, here's what I will say to that. Your family supposed to put you in position. That's what they're supposed to do. So the argument now is she ain't self-made. It don't matter if she's self-made or not. She became a billionaire at a young age. And our biggest issue is, watch this. All she did was sell makeup. She sold makeup. But guess what? She sold makeup with the best marketing team in the world. She sold makeup with one of the best brand names in the world. She leveraged the crap out of it. She already knew the producers and she knew the marketing teams and she leveraged the last name and she leveraged everything. All I'm saying is, what type of leverage are we giving that next generation? We made mistakes. We've had some accomplishments. What are we teaching the generation that come behind us from what we've been through so that they can leverage it? And so we don't got to say, I learned it the hard way, you learned it the hard way. That's not how the family grows. The family grow is, I learned it the hard way so you don't have to learn the hard way. Listen from my mistakes. And guess what? You know why it was easier for her to look at their mistakes? Because she could look at them and say, even though they had a lot of mistakes, they still did what? Became successful. So they wasn't trying to teach her from mistakes that made them failures. A lot of times we want to teach our kids, we want to teach the next generation from failures and from things we quit at. So what starts to happen is we start to try to live through them. We hard on them because of the mistakes we made, and we start saying, I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made. All right, cool, but what are the successes that you had that I can also learn from? What are successes that you had that I can also learn from? It's going to be hard for them to learn from all your failures if you can't show them those successes. That's why leadership, communication, these are the things that are important. Support. These are the things that's important. So, again, we want to have, how do we put the future generations in play? We want to have things like gifting taxes and skipping generations. We want to be able to prosper. We want to understand our family dynamics, right? These are important, Jose. We want to understand what type of life insurance works the best for us. What are the leadership frameworks for us? This succession is going to probably be the most important thing that you do, because once you attain it, there's wealth accumulation, there's wealth sustainability, and then there's wealth preservation. The preservation is the ability to preserve what we had and pass it on to the next generation. If we want to know, we can look at people like the Vanderbilts. One time, one of the richest families in the world. They're not the brokest family no more, but they definitely not nowhere near what they were. But yet the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds are still wealthy families. Why? They were wealthy laws in institutions and play within the family. And that's the goal for us, man. Listen, man, I know it's Thursday. I know it's Thanksgiving. I know we having a blast. I definitely hope you learn a lot from us. Listen, man, do us a favor, man. Like this, share it out. Now, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all understand the magnitude and the passion and the love that we have for y'all. I hope y'all see that. I hope we always conveying that. I hope we conveying the fact that we want to see you win. I hope we conveying the fact that in my mind, we can all be wealthy. In my mind, we all can have an amazing Thanksgiving. Every day can be Thanksgiving. Every day we can be Christmas. And we do that by consistently changing the dynamics of our family. We do that by continuously investing in the family. We do that by putting this pathway together for the family, man. So for myself and my team, man, happy Thanksgiving. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We see y'all next week on Trappin Tuesday, man. Salute.